Well, we got some pretty cool news here the last couple of weeks regarding the Chiefs and their plans for the future.
Yeah, we did.
I we've been kind of sitting on it for about a week or so just to kind of digest it a little bit, and then we both finally got our free time on to be able to do it. But
Yeah,
the Chiefs announced the intent to bid on the 2026 Memorial Cup.
that's pretty soon too. That's not very far down the road.
Yeah, I know. They broke the attendance record in '98 when they hosted it the last time. So
Oh, I
I
didn't know. I didn't know that.
Yeah, they broke the Memorial Cup attendance record at the time. I think it was broken again like the very next year, but
Yeah,
um nonetheless, still it's pretty damn cool for not just the Chiefs, but for the city.
yeah.
I
For
mean,
the area in general, it's going to bring in a lot of revenue if they were able to get that.
well, yeah, and I was kind of thinking about it too, and we have the perfect facility district down there for like a
Yes.
large event like this with the podium and then the football or soccer stadium over there and
Yeah.
everything like that too, because like I said, it's not just like a hockey event. Like there's a ton of different stuff, things that go on
Oh,
during
yeah.
that event and everything too. And they have, all the available facilities that's kind of all owned by the city, that's right in that one area right there. You can just walk right across the street to one or the
Yep.
other. And um with the all the big hotels down there with the
Oh, yeah.
Centennial, and there's that really nice one up the hill a little bit there too. So lots of potential. I think that they have a pretty good chance to get it.
I do too. I can't remember who were the other teams that were bidding on it. Do you remember?
Kelowna was one. I think Kelowna has the next best chance to get it behind us, in my opinion.
Yeah.
And that's just because of they had it in 2020, and
Right.
then obviously
COVID.
COVID shut the season
Yeah.
down. But I think that that's the only reason that they intended to bid again was, and I almost feel like that maybe they'll get it because of that. But
Right.
that being said, there's also Brandon, um, Lethbridge, and Medicine Hat. I think Medicine Hat's got a solid shot too, because they have Gavin McKenna on their team, and that's gonna be a big pull for
Yeah.
hockey fans and everything. But I was kind of thinking about it. It's like it's hypothetically that the Chiefs get it. We got our roster is gonna be dumb, like
Yeah.
stupid good. Like we
Look at how everybody trades to when they know they're hosting the Memorial Cup.
I know, and thinking about it, if the Chiefs end up hosting the Memorial Cup, we're getting Berkeley Catton back for his 19-year-old season.
Yes, exactly.
And so you're going to have, a team led by him, a guy who scored over 50 goals in his 17-year-old season. Just imagine what he's going to do in 2 years.
Yeah.
We'll have Mathis Preston will have a couple of years under his belt. He'll be a solid. He'll probably be drafted by then. I think that,
I would
or
think so.
it'll be right before his draft. I think it will be his draft eligible season. Um, and then you got Caden Allen, Carter Essler. I mean, and not to mention the amount of trades that I'm sure that we'll make
Oh,
if we, I think we're going to be good already. I think we have that's right around the time frame where Bardsley said that he wants to compete for the cup. And
well, and look at all the draft picks we have right now as collateral too.
yeah, well, a ton. And to you bringing that up now, I'm a little bit surprised we haven't heard anything regarding this upcoming season trade wise or anything like that either. I'm a little bit
Yeah.
surprised by that. I know it's kind of good. It'll start heating up a little bit more here in the next month with training camp and everything too. But I'm still a little bit surprised we haven't really seen or heard anything yet.
Yeah, there's been a lot of big news for the Chiefs, though. I think in the last 3 weeks,
Yeah, it's true.
they probably got to let some things settle down a little bit too, and kind of collect themselves and figure out, okay, where do we want to go now? What direction do we want to head?
Right, right. I
It's all been whirlwind.
It's true. That's true. And like I said, the stuff usually picks back up during training camp and
Yeah,
preseason and everything too. That's when a lot of that stuff happens. I wouldn't be surprised if within the next, I mean, we got training camp starts in two and a
couple
half,
weeks.
3 weeks.
Yeah.
Um, Speaking of, I am planning on taking some vacation days at work and going to watch camp.
Oh yeah.
I
Nice.
am. Yeah. I haven't used any vacation days since I started working at FedEx over 2 years ago. So I figure I might as well
Nice.
use some of it now. It's
Oh yeah,
something that I enjoy doing. So,
yeah,
um, but that being said, like I think that with the Memorial Cup being hosted in the United States for the first time in God forever,
yeah.
last season in Saginaw, it kind of opened up the eyes of the other U.S. division teams. I am a little bit surprised that Portland didn't have an intent to bid.
Well,
Um,
they had a little bit of whirlwind stuff going there too.
True, but I do feel like that they're kind of slowly starting to come down a little bit.
Yes.
Um, obviously they're still going to be good. I mean, Mike Johnson knows what he's doing down there, and they've
Yeah.
got plenty of young talent. But I still think that while some of the other teams are kind of on the come up, Portland's very, very slowly starting to go down. But I don't know. I think the Chiefs have the best chance of any team to get it, but just based off of team strength, fan base,
Yeah.
facility availability, and everything like that too. I think it's awesome, and seeing like all like the government officials, even in the
Oh yeah,
state,
that was
are like
cool.
supporting it and everything
Yeah.
too. And um, I think that's pretty cool. I think the Chiefs had the chance to make it to the Memorial Cup, regardless if they host or not that season. Personally,
That'd be pretty cool. Yeah.
um, and that being said, where I'm gonna tell you this right now: if Kelowna gets it and the Chiefs still get in the Memorial Cup, we are going. We're going
Oh,
to Kelowna for
okay.
the
Fair
Memorial
enough.
Cup. I'm just
Fair
going to
enough.
say that right now because that was my plan in 2020 because I
I
felt
know
like
it
we had a
was.
shot.
I know it was. Yeah, we were good
So,
that.
and I think with everybody that the organization's brought in the last few years, it kind of is showing that they're ready for a change. And the Chiefs have been pretty weak the last few years, so bring all these changes that they brought in. It's like they're showing the fans that they're kind of ready to make a push.
Yeah. Time for changing of the guard.
We already had the changing of the guard, Brad Lauer. I mean, looking at his
Yeah.
track record, I mean, that's pretty promising. I'm really, really curious to see how the team's going to be built in the preseason
Me
and
too.
in the early parts of the regular season, seeing how his systems and everything work. But we a couple days after he got announced as the head coach, we learned who our new assistant coaches are going to be as well. And
Yeah.
one of them was a little bit surprising to me, but then after kind of looking into it a little bit more, it's not as surprising. So our new associate coach, Brian Pellerin, had you heard that name before?
I've heard the name.
So yeah, I guess he's got 13 years of WHL coaching experience. The last couple of years he's been with Portland
Yeah.
as their assistant coach the last 3 years. Portland finished in the top three teams of the Western Conference in all three of those seasons. Um, fourth best power play in the WHL last season, the sixth best penalty kill. So that's what he's working on is
Yeah.
special teams and stuff like that too, which is a huge thing that the Chiefs have lacked the last couple of years. Our penalty kill has been atrocious, and our power play has been okay, but not where it
Still
should
streaky.
be.
Yeah.
So that's really promising having a guy like that along with Brad Lauer to kind of bolster the special teams a little bit. Um, I know he's excited. The assistant coach, Jake Toporowski.
That one caught me off guard.
So I was a little bit surprised by that, but then after kind of looking it up a little bit, he's really moved up the coaching ranks a lot since he retired from playing a few years back.
Wasn't he running a skating school of some sort?
Yeah, and I believe he still is too.
Is he?
He was the assistant coach with Quad City Storm in the SPHL, which is like I
Oh, I
think
didn't
like
know
one
that.
of the lowest tier of the
Yeah.
professional
Yeah. I
hockey or
didn't know
whatever.
that.
Um, and then last season he was in or actually I guess this was 2 years ago. For the last two seasons he was in the USHL with Des Moines too, which is
Oh,
like the US equivalent of
right.
the major junior.
Right.
Um, he was an assistant coach and director of hockey operations for them, and I guess they had a great couple of
Oh wow.
seasons with him on the bench too. So he's very excited. He says, "I'm very excited to be joining the Chiefs. I know it's a great organization for my previous time here. I'm thankful for the opportunity to join." And then it's kind of cool that yeah, I think his grandparents still live in
I
Spokane
think they
as
do
well.
too. Yeah.
So that'll be good for him to be able to have some family that already here. Obviously, he's familiar with the team, but um, he says Bardsley said Jake's a young and eager coach who's highly recommended from contacts within the USHL with a bright mind for the game, along with excellent communication and teaching skills. So that's going to be kind of interesting to see how he kind of plays into all of it. It's a pretty young guy to have behind the bench.
Yeah, but maybe that's
But
a
I
good thing. He can still relate.
Well, that's what kind of what I was thinking too. It's like that's definitely somebody that, the 17, 18, 19-year-old players can kind of they're
Yeah,
not too far away from him in age. So maybe it's good to kind of have a mix of younger and older generation.
yeah.
Um, and then let's see, who else did we have? New equipment manager, Tom Frater. Ontario native, spent the last 20 seasons as an equipment manager with Belleville and Mississauga in the OHL. So he
Well,
was the equipment manager behind the bench with Belleville when the Chiefs won the Memorial Cup in
right.
2008. Um, he said, after long consideration, it became apparent that I really wanted to become a part of the Chiefs, the premier organization of the CHL.
Hmm.
I'd like to thank Bobby Brett, Mark Miles, Matt Bardsley for giving me this opportunity. I look forward to working beside the coaches and scouts, Dave Filippone, Rich Ortega, and especially the players. I mean, equipment managers just as important of a job as any, in all
Yep.
honesty.
Yep.
Um, so it's pretty cool to have a kind of a veteran guy in that role too. I know Tim Lindblade had been around for a while too. I guess I don't
Yeah.
know. I'm not sure what he's going to be up to doing, but I'll definitely miss delivering packages to Tim at the Spokane Arena.
Yeah.
Director of player personnel George Ross. He'd been their scouting director for a while, and he's just taken another role, so that's pretty cool. Um, Dave Filippone, strength and conditioning coach, as well as director of hockey operations Chris Baird, re-signed multiple year contracts. So lots of new stuff happening within the team. Some bright spots up ahead, I think.
Yeah. It'll be
I'm pretty
interesting to see how it all plays out.
I'm pretty thrilled to start watching the Chiefs here in the next month. I'm pretty excited.
And
Like I've said the last couple of months, I haven't been this excited for a season in quite a while.
me either. It's been pretty much this more of the same for about the last 3 or 4 years. I think we were getting a little bit bored.
Yeah, we're getting a little bit burnt out for sure.
Yeah.
And it's gonna be fun to see how some of these younger guys that we have with Preston and all those guys how they play a role this year too.
Yeah. Definitely
And
maybe something new.
yeah, absolutely. And with that, the Chiefs also announced that 20-year-old Ben Bonnie was placed on waivers.
Yeah.
A little bit bummed,
I was bummed.
not surprised, but a little bit bummed. Matt Bardsley said today was extremely difficult to inform Ben that he'd not be returning to Spokane. Oh, hi. I, I heard you singing in there.
You know what? I could hear singing too because I can hear now.
Oh, that's right, Mr. Hearing Aid. That's
Boy, it's
funny.
weird when I'm walking. I can hear my bones creak and crack. It's crazy.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Like
it's
that
crazy.
good? Yeah.
Yeah.
What did she do? Jesus. Uh, so that move cuts the Chiefs 20-year-olds down to Braden Crampton, Rasmus Ekstrom, Shea Van Olm. So, um, does that mean that they're planning on Ekstrom coming back?
Yes, I
Because
say so.
I'm starting to think so.
Yeah.
Him along with the new Kazakhstan, I can't remember
Yeah.
his name, but I think it's going to be kind of interesting to see if Ekstrom ends up making it
You
back
might
this
have to
year.
start posting in the Chiefs group on Facebook and seeing if his dad responds.
Yeah, definitely. I'm a little bit curious about that because
Yeah.
I definitely think that having a player like him could really, a veteran guys played pro over in Sweden. I think having a guy like
Yep.
that on this team is going to be very beneficial
Oh,
for
I agree.
not just this year, but for the younger guys going into their next couple of seasons too.
Yeah. Nope, I agree.
Um, let's see. So, do you want to announce your
Should I announce something?
I think you got something to announce, don't you?
I do. Well, I think we're going to have a guest on soon. I know we've been teasing this all summer long
Mm-hmm.
and stuff too, but we have a former chief
An
and somebody
original.
still original chief and somebody still linked in the hockey community here in town too. Talked to him on Wednesday, and he agreed he'd be on a podcast with us. And he actually thought that it might be a nice springboard because to have other people on afterwards. Those were his exact words.
Oh, awesome.
He even threw some other names out that are people that are around here and stuff too. That he says could be a springboard into something pretty good to get some other people on.
That'd be awesome. Yeah, and I'm really looking forward to it. We'll have to kind of set that up, whether it's on Zoom or we can even do it in person. I'd be totally fine with that too.
Yeah, either way, he I asked him and he said he does have Zoom. So
Yeah, well, I'd be more than happy to do either way. We could do it down at the golf course or whatever.
yeah, yeah, that'd be fun.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to doing that. We'll definitely have to plan that here soon.
Yeah, he asked. He says, "Are you thinking like the start of the season?" I said, "Not necessarily." I said, "Maybe in the next couple of weeks." And he's like, "Oh, cool." He said, "That'd be great anytime."
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
A lot of fun stuff that we could talk about with him too.
yeah, exactly. Exactly. So, yeah, that's all I have to. Well, one other thing I have to announce: we have a big fan on this podcast too. She's been a fan of ours since we started doing this. Happy birthday to Jen, my friend Jen.
Really?
Yeah,
Happy
it's her birthday.
birthday.
It's her birthday today,
Right on.
so she'll appreciate this shout out when she watches this.
Very cool. Little shout
Yeah,
out.
yeah.
Sweet. Well, that's pretty much all I had left. You have unless you have anything. I mean, there's not
I
really
don't.
any other
I
news
don't. But
regarding anything. So
I figure we'll try to have our guest and do that pod before the camp starts, hopefully,
yeah, for sure.
and that'll be the next big one, I think.
Yeah, definitely. And I'm looking forward to that. I think I want to say it's like the 27th, 28th or something like that for
Something
camp, or
like that.
maybe it's even later than that. I don't remember.
I think it's the 29th. Because the
I'm gonna
28th is a Wednesday.
I'm gonna look that up really quick.
So if it'd probably be 29th, it would be a Thursday. That's usually when camp starts is on a Thursday.
Yeah, it's like Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, but they
Yeah.
had been doing a different thing the last couple of
Yeah.
years. But um,
I'm sure it'll coincide with Pig Out in the Park.
yeah, true. That's coming up soon too, isn't it?
Yeah. We can go get our greasy fair food during intermissions.
Training camp August 28th through September 3rd.
Nice.
So,
So
and then
so probably training camp the first day or whatever too is not open to the public. It's
it's right.
testing all that stuff.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Um, oh wait, no, never mind. That's last season. Never mind. Scratch that. That was last season's training
Ah.
camp date. Where can I find this year's? I even typed Spokane Chiefs training camp 2024. Nothing.
Well, we can just tease people until we see it.
Spokane Chiefs release 24, 25. Yeah, I'm not seeing it anywhere, but it's somewhere toward the end of the month.
Nice. Yeah.
So, and then they opened the season really early this year too.
Yeah. Everything seems a little earlier.
The 20th of September up in PG, which could be a couple of pretty good games to start the year too.
Yeah.
So we got that lots to look forward to here, and we'll start doing our weekly shows once the season starts again and
Sounds good.
all that stuff too. So
That
until next
sounds good.
time,
Well, thanks for getting us together. And as always,
go Chiefs go.
go Chiefs go.